Oh, I see people still have their Christmas decorations up. Oh dear, probably can't bother to take them down. Or they might have even had time. Jeez, I can't even talk properly. Ah, my words are merging together. Every now and then I'll get that. The job that I do involves me like talking all day, and I'm the type of person that could talk all day. So like editing my videos is normally quite difficult because I just go on forever. But I've gotten better at shortening things down so it makes more sense and it's not as like lengthened. That doesn't even make sense either. But as I was gonna say, when I'm tired, or every now and then, my English will just die. It will just completely die, and it's like English is not even my language anymore. And I don't know whether that's because I am learning another language that is kind of backwards and mostly all phonetic and English isn't. I also kind of have like verbal diarrhea. I just talk and talk. So maybe it's the fact that, you know, I'm not thinking about what I'm going to say before I say it, and then my words just merge together because I'm talking too fast. Or maybe it's that I just forget the word. Sometimes I do forget words in English, or I'll just forget a word in general, and I'm just like trying to think of what I want to say and I can't get the word, so I then have to explain what the word means or what it is, describe it, so that it then makes sense to everyone else. And the other day there was something I was trying to say to my mum. I can't remember what it is now, but I couldn't think of this word, so I ended up giving a really lengthy explanation of what the word meant, but it wasn't really the right explanation. So it didn't really put my true meaning across. And I think that is quite interesting with languages. When you learn another language, especially one that isn't directly translatable, like Japanese, there are some words, some sentences and things that you want to say you can't directly translate. So sometimes you just have to paraphrase what you want to say, which sometimes I worry that I'm not giving like the true meaning of what I want to say. But actually you can still do that as long as you say the right thing. And it's quite interesting because it's the same as when you're trying to translate anything from Japanese into English. You want to make sure, I mean, a lot of the time I can read it and I can understand it, but when I try and translate it in English properly, I can't really do it sometimes, because like I know what they're talking about, what they're trying to say and what they mean, which sounds like it makes sense, and you're in your mind you're probably thinking, well, just write that down. You can do, but it doesn't really make sense in English when you write it out. It's weird, like I can understand someone's meaning of something, but I can't write it down. And then like I will write down what they're saying, but then you worry, are they saying this version of what they want to say, this version of what they want to say, do they mean this or this? And you have to kind of pick it apart and find what they mean. And a lot of the time with languages, especially I know for my language that I'm learning in Japanese, because my teacher says this happens a lot, is people often overcomplicate stuff, and I know I do that in general anyway. So you're trying to like translate something or paraphrase it, and you'll think of the most complicated thing you can think of, when sometimes you can just say something really simply and it means exactly the same thing, even with the same meaning. So it's like you really just need to step out of the box sometimes, stop directly translating, and then sometimes it can make more sense. But I'm trying to practice more of my Japanese, because I don't practice it enough. And there's a lot of simple Japanese that I know that I should know, and I know that when I take time to think about it, or when I write stuff, I know it. But when I try to speak it or think it off the top of my head, I sometimes get them wrong. And I'm like, well, the thing is with languages, they're really close to the middle. If you don't use the language, you kind of lose it, basically. Don't use it, you lose it. So the best way to learn a language is being in that country, but obviously I can't do that, and I don't really have any Japanese friends that I can talk to, apart from when I do my lesson once a week with my Japanese teacher and the people that are in the lesson. So I'm just trying to practice as much as I can and do as much writing as I can, and try and go on different apps to just practice, because even if it's really simple stuff and you just practice it maybe a little bit every day, I think, well, maybe that will just ingrain in my mind and it will just be a lot easier. and it makes me interested to learn other languages, but I just get worried that if I learn another one, am I going to get confused with the one I'm already learning? I kind of want to master it before I learn anything else, but I don't know, we'll see. I've got an app at the moment, and there is like options that you can learn other languages. I'm so tempted just to click and see what the other ones are, and it's like you could easily learn just really simple stuff, like basic beginner things, and more complicated stuff as well. And things like European languages are normally easier to learn for English people than something like Chinese or Japanese or Korean, or, you know, like an Asian language or something like that. So it makes me curious, but I probably won't go on to them. I'll probably just stick with my Japanese. But yeah, there's one thing that I do want to do is just practice more, and just get better at it. And then the more I practice, the better I do. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, sometimes though, I just fail at trying to speak my own language. Who knows? Does anyone else out there speak more than one language? Even if you don't know it fluently, just enough that you know like loads of it, and you can have like a conversation with someone about you and yourself and your life and your family and just your hobbies and anything basically. If you can communicate in another language, do you sometimes get things mixed up and confused and like forget things and like, what's going on? That happens to me. I don't know if it's just me or whether it's just everyone. Who knows? But anyway, I feel like I've rambled on enough, so I'm gonna let you guys go. A quick thing actually, if there is anyone that has any subjects that you want me to cover or you want my opinion of, or ladies, any ladies that watch, if there are any like female related videos, things that you're curious about but you kind of just want to know about or something like that, let me know, because there is a lot more female related stuff that I want to do, but I'm not really too sure what, because I'm like, well, some of this has already been covered, some of it hasn't, and it's like, is there really any point in it? Why are you not indicating and you just stopped in the middle of the road? But yeah, let me know if there is anything, and I'll if I think it's good or if I like it, I might take it up. But yeah, I'll let you guys go here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.